Happy Monday, everybody. It's a great day to be alive. I'm excited for this week and all the challenges that lay ahead of me. Gonna get some work done, gonna make a difference in the life of my family and myself, and hopefully y'all. Let's get to work and let's make great things happen. I'm gonna start today by going over some strength training rules. I don't touch on this enough, but I've been blessed to have some very good strength coaches in high school and into college with very different philosophies. And then I've had the experience to practice for 25 years. So I've learned a few things along the way. My goal is for you to be able to, one, make your own meal plans, but also be able to make your own strength programs and to know how to lift weights effectively and safely that will get you the most bang for your buck. So I'm going to start by talking about the goal of a workout. The goal of a workout is to maximize muscle stimulus while minimizing fatigue. Now, most people do the opposite. Fatigue is inevitable when you're training, just like calories are inevitable when you're eating. But most people chase the fatigue and don't get the proper stimulus needed to cause that adaptation. People chase the sweat. They chase the feeling of exhaustion afterwards. That doesn't mean you're doing anything that's helping you. That just means you're wearing out and overstressing your body. Fatigue is stress, so we want to minimize that. If you could get stimulus without fatigue, that'd be ideal, but you can't. You have to have some fatigue with the stimulus. An example is CrossFit. CrossFit is tons of fatigue, not enough stimulus. So they're just beating you up. There's little rest. You're going from exercise to exercise. You're killing yourself. You're dying. And then at the end, you're all high-fiving each other thinking you had a great workout. You burned a lot of calories during your workout, but then your body's not going to have the adaptation you're looking for. So not a fan. I like CrossFit. I understand the appeal of CrossFit and working hard and feeling like you accomplish something. But if your goal is a physique, CrossFit is not the way to do it. If your goal is to work hard and not get much for it, and work out with other people and compete and push yourself, CrossFit's a good way to do that. But I'm old. I'm not trying to get hurt. I'm trying to get big muscles with as little time and effort as possible. But I hear from CrossFitters all the time who can't get rid of their belly, who are still fat despite all the work they put in, and how little food they're eating. And it's because it's not the right stimulus to shed fat and build muscle. Lots of cardio is not the answer for building a physique. Stimulus happens when you take your working sets close to failure, muscular failure. Usually in the best ranges are between 5 to 25 reps. So if you do a set, pick a weight where you'll fail somewhere in there. Usually in your workout, you'll be prescribed like 8 to 12 reps. That's a great place. 5 to 7 reps is a great place. This is where you're going to build the most muscle and get the most stimulus without as much fatigue. You'll actually get more stimulus and less fatigue under 10 reps, and then you're getting a little bit more fatigue higher than that. But it depends on the lift. Some lifts work better in the lower rep ranges. Some lifts work better in the higher rep ranges. Those last few reps, the ones that suck the most, where your brain's screaming at you to stop, and you just keep going, that's the stimulus. That's what convinces your ancient brain, your lizard brain, that these muscles are important. So we need to take all the extra calories and repair these muscles and make them stronger. So next time we can do that weight with less effort. So everything you do in a workout, warm-ups, the first 7 reps in a set, gets you to that point where you're in that zone. I call it the oh shit zone. The first few reps, you're just like, oh, this isn't too bad. Then you get to like, oh, okay, this is getting hard. And then you get to that shit, and then just, oh shit. You're making faces, and you can barely move the weight, and you're dying. That is where you have to push through. That is where all your gains are happening. So if you stop at that point, you're leaving gains on the table. You just have to get close to failure. You don't have to actually fail a set, but most people don't really know where failure actually is, and they don't usually get there because it's scary. If you're a beginner, you don't want to get close to failure. This is for advanced. If you've been doing a movement for a long time, if you're new to a movement, don't take it close to failure. Do it for a few weeks, get comfortable with it, then start really pushing it, get closer to failure. Do more reps or more weight each week. That's progressive overload. Resting between sets helps you recover from fatigue. If you don't rest long enough, you're going to keep your heart rate up. You can be burning more calories, but that fatigue is going to limit you. That's going to cut your number of stimulating reps short. So sometimes it's boring, but I've made the most gains by taking 3 minutes of rest between sets. You're sitting there, you think I could do it again. I can do it after 1 minute. I have to wait for 3 minutes. It actually works. It really does work. resting a long time. Building muscle is actually a pretty lazy way of lifting. It's like the opposite of CrossFit. And a lot of people can't do it because they get bored or they just feel like they're not working as hard as they can. But it's about working smarter, not harder. And this applies to rest between workouts as well. I hear people all the time, I work out 5-6 times a week. Then you're not working out hard enough. Because if I worked out that as hard as I do that many times, I would be not making gains. I would just be chronically overstressed and your body would just be in not being able to recover or adapt. And this is what we got to playing football in college, where they just beat us up constantly and made us lift after practices. And the practices are hard. So we all plateaued at a certain point and stopped making gains because we were training too much. The only time we really saw gains is when we went on vacation for a week and partied and really got to recover, and we came back stronger. That's when the only time we'd make real gains, because the rest of the year we were training too much. It's better to do fewer total sets in a workout with more intensity, those painful reps, than to do more volume, more sets, where you're leaving those reps in reserve, RIR. So reps in reserve is how many reps shy of failure you take a working set. For example, if you have a weight that you're going to fail on your 12th rep, and you may not, a lot of times it's a guesstimate, you don't exactly know. That's why we write down how much we lift and how many reps, so we can keep a record of that and know what weight to use next time. So if you know you're going to fail at 12, but you stop your set at 9 reps, then your RIR, your reps in reserve, is 2 to 3. If you go to 11, then your RIR is 0 to 1. If you try to do that 12th and fail, then your RIR is failure. So a lot of times people think they're RIR 0 or 1 or 2, and really they're RIR 4 or 5. And a lot of times it takes a knowledgeable trainer to push you through that point and get you to realize how many reps you're actually leaving in reserve. Now, most trainers I see on the floor working with clients, they're not pushing them that hard, because most people wouldn't work out if they knew it sucked that much and it hurt that much to do it. Even if your form sucks, your exercise selection sucks, your range of motion sucks, if you take your sets close to failure, especially in the 5 to 25 rep range, then you will build the most muscle possible. If you're in the lower rep range, 1 to 4 reps, this is where powerlifters or strongmen live. This is building strength, not necessarily building that big, bulky, bodybuilding muscle. The middle rep range, 5 to 25 reps, this is more where I live now. This is going to build muscle size, a combination of strength, not as much strength as a strongman, and endurance, but not as much endurance as an endurance athlete who's training in the higher rep range, 25 plus in a set. So the safe place to be, 5 to 15 reps really is the golden place. With certain exercises, 20 reps is totally fine. So improving your form, exercise selection, and range of motion will only improve your results. So these are the workouts I did last week. I always warm up, a 5-minute walk on the curved treadmill, 5 to 10 minutes, get some zone 1 cardio. If I'm doing upper body, I'll do the skier as well. Again, 5 minutes. So how I structure this, I do my warm-up sets. So I'm a lot of times using the full stack on a machine. Warm-up sets, start with 25% of the stack, do 6 to 8 reps. Practice your technique, make sure you're getting your tempo down, you're getting your range of motion down, you're adjusting whatever needs to be adjusted on the machine to get it where you want to be. 30-second rest, half of the stack for 6 reps, 75% of the 75% of the stack for 4 reps, and then 90% of the stack for 2 reps, just to make sure everything's feeling good. Your warm-up sets should not be fatiguing. You're just practicing the motion, getting the muscles warmed up, making sure everything's firing correctly, getting your tempo down. You're saving all that fatigue and energy for the work sets. So on the work sets, I'll do the full stack. I'll go 10 reps, where I may need to set it down and pause for a few seconds between reps 7, 8, 9, 10, just to get them out. Those are hard reps at the end. And then I need 2 to 3 minutes of rest in between. And then the next set, I can't even get 10 reps. So I'm down to 9 reps. That's fatigue. If I wait 10 minutes, then I'd probably get that 10th rep. So that's the trade-off. The longer you wait, the more reps you'll be able to get, because you'll recover from the fatigue, but who's got time to sit there all day, right? So it's somewhere in the 2, 3, 4 minute reps or minutes of rest, depending on which exercise you're doing. So big compound lifts, I'd easily be resting 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes between really hard sets of squats. The third set, I'll back down the weight a little bit, and I'll only do 6 reps and leave 1 or 2 in reserve. but then immediately drop the weight down to about 60% of the stack. So it takes about 10 seconds to do that. And then do a drop set for 6 to 10 reps. Basically go to failure. Go till it hurts really bad. Drop the weight again to about 40% of the stack. It's really hard. You're very fatigued. You're in that oh shit zone immediately for all these drop sets. And then I'll even drop it down one last time to just 25% of the stack. Slow, controlled, squeeze that muscle. I'm not just trying to whip that weight around. I'm going controlled and getting that hard contraction, and man, it makes it hard. So that's what I use for just about all of these. You do heavy, full couple sets with full rest, and then finish off with a drop set. And then my second workout this week, I did machines. So only 4 exercises. Guys, you don't need a ton of different exercises. Again, warm-up sets, same as the other lifts. And then it's the same work set. Full stack for the first set of 10, second set of 9, third set of 6, then drop it down, drop it down, drop it down for all the drop sets. And then especially after leg days, I do a cool down or I do a 15-minute stretch. Start with the chest press, the bigger movement, and then the lat pull down machine. And then I'll do the more isolation tricep extension, bicep curl, and cable wrist curls. So it's a little bit of body, getting the chest and lats, but then finishing off with the tricep, bicep. Again, same warm-ups, work sets for all of these. Warm-ups can take just a minute or two, but they're important. The only time I've ever gotten hurt is when I skipped the warm-up sets and jumped right into the heavy weight, strained something, pulled something. So do those warm-up sets. I know my weight was more this week, and I know my sleep score was 82. If you look at my sleep score, I missed my bedtime, wake-up time Saturday night, and I felt okay in the morning, but I needed a nap that day. I was more tired. My sleep score was lowest by far for that week when I missed my bedtime. I had 2 drinks, but that was before 6:30 p.m. So my workouts are feeling really good, feeling strong. I'm looking good. Everything's going well. Not having any struggles. Keep it going. Everything's doing well. 3s and 4s across the board. What am I changing? I'm going to add more cardio back. It was really nice to take the week and have less cardio. My knees feel great. Ankles feel great. So I'm going to put some zone 2 cardio back in there. My resting heart rate actually came back up a little, so we'll see if we can bring that back down. My resting heart rate's like 53, but it was down 50 beats per minute for a while there. What am I 100% focus on? Everything's going well. Keep going. So my bedtime, I hit it 6 out of 7. Wake up time, I missed my bedtime, so I slept in on Easter. It felt great. Hit 6 out of 7. I missed a day of gratitude. Did all my cold plunges. I actually did 4 showers. Hit all my steps. One day I didn't do my social media, but that's been helpful. Setting an hour limit. That timer goes off. I have to budget my time on social media throughout the day, so I can't just sit there and browse through it. I actually got 3 workouts in. Could have done a 4th, but I'm glad I didn't. And I hit 185 zone 1 minutes. I missed on my mobility. I tell you, my back's doing so well that I'm not thinking about stretching as much as I was. So I only did 1, 88%. Not too bad, not too great compared to, I was 100%, but this just goes to show you don't need to be 100% every week. 88% is fantastic. Sometimes you need a little bit of break. You don't want to go so hard all the time. So I'm going to bump this to 200 minutes. I'm going to bump this to 50 minutes. I'm going to put my HIIT sessions back, and I'm going to keep my daily mobility because I want to keep doing that. I don't want my sciatica to flare back up. It's probably something I'm going to deal with for the rest of my life. So as long as I keep doing my mobility and I'm smart about how I lift, I should be able to keep it under control. That's it for this week, guys. Keep it up. Take it 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 play at a time. Stay consistent, build healthy habits, work on developing your skills, and just give it time and you'll get to where you want to be. I'll talk to you all soon.